Right now, let's take a live look this morning over Capitol Hill with just hours left until the country inaugurates a new president. It's a transition that can spark a lot of questions, maybe anxiety about the future of federal grants. WNBF News reporter Meredith Heline is live in our studio this morning. And Meredith, Myrtle Beach Fire is one department depending on some of that federal funding, right?
They are, Eric, and grant money is a policy tool used by the federal government and states to make positive and needed changes in our community. Like at Myrtle Beach Fire Rescue, the department applied for and was awarded a federal grant so they could hire more firefighters to match our community's need. A new presidential administration means different priorities, but it does not mean the grant money for certain initiatives like more firefighters or improved education will dry up. Jacqueline Kurowski is the director of Coastal Carolina University's Dyer Institute for Leadership and Public Policy. She says it's not the amount of federal grant money we could see change. It's the way the grant money is used that tends to differ between presidents. Kurowski calls it a cultural shift. Although both political parties want to fix many of the same problems, she says the way Democrats choose to spend grant money to support various programs and beliefs is usually different from how Republicans would spend that same grant money for the same programs. With each presidential shift, even a state-level shift, she says this happens.
And often it's not so much the amount of grant money that changes, it's the type of grant money. So we'll probably see policy shifts towards more conservative agendas. So maybe, for example, a great example here is federal grants for teen pregnancy. Teen pregnancy prevention grants can flow into the state and they help with providing birth control, education about pregnancy prevention. But if the administration shifts, they might shift from a prevention standpoint to more of an abstinence-based standpoint for pregnancy.
The federal fiscal year ends September 30th, so that's when grants under the Obama administration will expire, and the Trump administration has until that date to budget how they want to prioritize and tackle the same public issues. In the next half hour, we'll have a look at why local support is crucial to grants awarded to our community. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Meredith Heline, WNBF News.
Interesting information. Thank you, Meredith. It's 5:04 now. In keeping with tradition, the president-elect will wake up this morning in the Blair House. It's right across from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, where the White House is. And it's something that every president-elect has done since Jimmy Carter. Donald Trump will be in the White House for at least 4 years. Yesterday, he kicked off his inauguration celebration with a concert at the Lincoln Memorial. That was followed by a dinner at Washington's Union Station. And there, Trump thanked Vice President-elect Mike Pence, his top advisors, and his family as he reflected on his election victory. Already imagining his re-election where he would win the popular vote as well as the Electoral College.
The next time, 4 years from now, the next time we're going to win the old-fashioned way. We're going to win because we did so well, because it was so overwhelming, the thing that we did, because it was so beautiful how great our cabinet, all of whom are here tonight, how great our cabinet has performed.
Let's take a live look over Washington, D.C. now at the Capitol building, where in just a few hours, all of the inauguration ceremonies will begin. Here's a quick walkthrough of how today's events are expected to go. Continuing another presidential tradition, Donald Trump and his wife Melania are expected to have coffee with President Obama and First Lady Michelle. The inauguration ceremony officially kicks off at 9:30. It's on the west front of the Capitol. The swearing-in ceremony for Vice President-elect Mike Pence and, of course, President-elect Donald Trump happens 2 hours later. That's at 11:30. The inaugural parade runs from 3 to 5 with the inaugural balls that Meredith Heline talked about yesterday morning. They begin at 7 o'clock tonight. So this is a huge day for our country and a big day for the many people participating in the inaugural event. So Marla is here now to tell us what the weather is going to be like. Uh-oh, you're not looking too happy.
If you think we're watching the radar this morning for our morning drive, you better believe they're watching the radar in Washington, D.C. There it is, that shield of rain making its way into the capital city. Here's a day planner for the day ahead. I think coffee with President-elect and the president, fine, cloudy.
Because it's indoors, right?
Right. By 11 o'clock, rain is likely through 1 o'clock this afternoon. On the bright side, it stays above freezing with temperatures in the 40s, so it is going to be a cold rain. And also, it looks like it dries out in time for everyone to go to the evening festivities and head out, for the ball, so you don't have to worry about raining when you're wearing your formal wear.
That's
now,
good.
our president-elect doesn't seem to mind the unfavorable conditions. Take a listen to what he had to say about the weather expected during his historic moment.
It may rain, it may not rain. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I mean, the truth is, if it really pours, that's okay, because people will realize it's my real hair.
See, I love that. I love that he
has a good sense of humor about it. And he says it may rain, it may not rain. It will rain today in Washington, D.C.
We're going to find out about that here for sure. Well, you know, we could give him some competition, though, because we're looking for a pretty wet weekend, right?
We are. Just a couple showers today, but we really ramp things up as we make our way into the weekend with a chance of some showers, even the threat of some severe storms. And, of course, I've got the details on that coming up in a bit.
We know you do. Thank you, Marla. And while some will